Hello and welcome to a new video from 3D Escape. No, you haven't subscribed to our wrong YouTube channel. It's actually because I changed the name now from my YouTube channel. I worked on that the whole day because with the Google Plus linking in the YouTube channel it's quite confusing. And yeah, I hope you like my new logo and name. And yeah, let's see what we make today. Today we want to make this. This is a little scene I made on the last weekend. Just the balloons are actually 3D, and the mountains or the landscape itself is just a matte painting. If you don't know what a matte painting is, it's actually that you have an image, a photograph or something like this, and then you edit that with Photoshop or another image editing software. I used Krita for that. It's an open source image painting software or program, I think. And yeah, and then I imported it in Blender, but you will see that as well. So now we can go to Blender and see the 3D scene. So now you see the final 3D scene. Yes, I know it doesn't look really 3D because there isn't a landscape or something like this. But as I said, this is just a matte painting, or I don't know if I spelled it right, but it's called like similar, I think, matte painting or something. And yeah, and when you have a look into camera, in the solid mode you see nothing because I have this cube, or not cube, or this pyramid object here that emits particles in its volume, and these particles are these balloons. When I hide that really quick and go into the rendered mode, you see these are just planes with the images on it, and they have alpha texture, so they are transparent. And let's see, and this creates this view from the camera. So I don't show you the balloons in rendered mode because it's quite heavy for the computer to render, or the CPU or GPU, and because I use a graphic card. But yeah, I think that would slow down the recording really much. So now we can go into a new render scene, I think. Yeah, and enable the screencast keys. You'll see I use a test build from graphicall.org, but the official Blender release should be ready in some days. So then you can download the official release from blender.org. So first I want to start with deleting the lamp and the cube, and now I want to make the balloon. Let's see the microphone. So, and now I open the image I downloaded from Google Images, I think. Just a balloon over a forest scene with many clouds. And now I position the image by sliding it here and pressing Shift to make that in smaller increments, and also move it up so I know where the middle is. And now I add a cube and delete all vertices. Now I add a screw modifier And maybe you think, why do you wanna add a screw modifier? The reason is, when I add now a vertex, it automatically screws that around the origin that is here in the center. And yeah, that is like you would add, let's see, show it really quick. It's like it would add a circle around, so it just takes this vertex, for example, we added this vertex, then it rotates this around and builds faces, and each time we add a new, it basically extrudes this and connects all that. But it's much easier when you do that with the screw modifier. And adjust the reference image just a little bit. So. And now just extrude it. Maybe hide these handles with Control and space. And just click. Leave this gap right in here and maybe recalculate the numbers. But you see, it still looks a little bit wrong shaded. This is because the numbers are pointing inwards right now. So go to shading and UV and numbers and flip direction. Normally that should help, but just click it here. Because I think when it's just a connection of single vertices, it don't even does much when you press Ctrl N. So let's see, I think that looks fine. Before we apply this modifier right now, I want to increase the steps to 24. Yes, that looks fine. Duplicate it, move it to another layer. I like this because we have kind of a backup in the same file. And save it. I can save it as this. Press Ctrl N, so maybe when there is a normal inverted. So, let's see how much time. 8 minutes, yeah. So, let me test real quick something and then I will be back. So, now I'm back. As you may think of, I recorded that first 15-20 minutes or once again 2 or 3 days ago, and therefore I used the insert method when I made the original scene. And the problem is when you use that, I can show that really quick. So select some of these and you press now insert or inset. These overlap, but that isn't a big problem because you can delete it and then extrude it individually. But you see here, this is way bigger than this because the insert works that it inserts it in one direction. So you see it inserts it like, actually when I have the right thing, it inserts it inwards. So this is way smaller than this. And this doesn't look really good. And now I figured out how I made that. Actually, when I made the original scene. So let's see, select all these. And now I can press Ctrl and B. And this is the bevel function. But you see, it also works quite nice to make this little gap in between here. And now you can extrude it and scale it inwards. Or let's see, try to use the bevel tool again. No, So yeah, make the barrel really quick, and now extrude it inwards. And yeah, that looks fine. And make sure you extrude it more than this distance is here. So extrude it quite far in. Now press Control and V and remove doubles. And now shrink this value up until it collapses to one edge in here. And make sure it is here just one edge as well. And that looks fine. Now rotate it a little bit back, so it's in the center, scale it a little bit outwards. And voila. You see, it looks a little bit bad. But if you add a subdivision surface modifier, it looks quite fine. Let's see, undo, scale it a little bit more inwards. And let's see. No, I tried really quick something, but now you have to, or you can, you don't have to, but I do it. Add an edge in between here. Let's see, show you real quick why I do that. This is so I get this a little bit rounded form in here, and these little creases I made are for these creases I made are these seams right in here between the different parts of the balloon. So add a loop in between each one. Actually, it's quite good to record it again, because as I said in the last time I recorded it, I used the insert method and it looked quite horrible. So select these now. So and scale it a little bit outwards. Add a subdivision surface modifier so you see how much. A little bit less, I think. And that already looks quite nice. That doesn't, of course, because we scaled it and yeah, it gets quite messy. So now select these loops or vertices and select these with Alt and right click and scale them in the Z-axis 0 times. And also smooth it. So move it a little bit downwards. And now I can extrude it, but just on the Z-axis. Smooth it. And let's see, maybe circle and smooth that. And by the way, the circle I pressed V and the loop tools, and the loop tools are actually an add-on. Just type in loop and then you have loop tools, enable them, and then press V, or not V, W, and then you can select these different options. So choose for example circle, and I don't want to have 100% influence. Oops. So Now circle, and actually I moved, so the option disappeared. Let's see. We circle. So that made that a little bit more even. And now select this stuff right in here. Deselect all that with B for border select and middle mouse button to deselect, and the left mouse button to select. Delete these vertices, scale them along the Z-axis, not 0 times, but quite close, and smooth it. Scale it, scale Z-axis, and make sure everything looks nice. So skip that a little bit and smooth it. Maybe smooth that as well. And here we can choose the circle again. Actually that didn't work because turn off increase the influence, and you can also choose space so they are evenly spaced. But normally the the circle tool should make it too. So they have the same space in between. I'm repeating myself, so actually that looks quite nice for 50 minutes or something like this. So now duplicate this, because the hot air or these balloons, hot air balloons, have a circular-ish shape where they, or when they wanna normally have a roundish hole, or not a hole, but yeah, kind of a hole in it. When they wanna get lower, they can open that, and the hot air comes out of here, and then the balloon can get a little bit lower. So yeah, I duplicated that little circle right in here, and now I press Ctrl and V, remove doubles, and or decrease this or increase. Sorry, my English isn't very good. So we don't have, let's see, nearly 100 vertices for this loop, so we only have 19. So we can fill that, maybe extrude it inwards, but we have a subdivision surface modifier. And scale it just a little bit outwards. And we have a face right in here to this. Hide this one and delete that. So Alt H. Maybe move this a little bit up, because this is actually kind of, or it's just made of fabric or nylon, or not nylon, but something yeah, fabric like, and the air pushes upwards here. Flip direction for the normals. Yeah, I think maybe some final tweaks here, and then I end this part here. So, this was the first part of this little scene here. I hope you liked this video. Maybe subscribe to my YouTube channel to 3D Escape. And yeah, I hope I see you in the second part, and maybe leave some comments below, and bye and see you next time.